yogis, welcome. So the pranayama practice that we're gonna look at in this video is called Ujjayi pranayama, which the word Ujjayi means victoriously uprising, or it's kind of a breath that's meant to energize us, to kind of break, it's almost like kind of pick yourself up and really get yourself going kind of breath. This breath is often done during asana practice. And there are some yoga styles, like Ashtanga, for example, that the Ujjayi breath happens throughout the entire asana practice. So it's one of the few kind of exceptions to the rules, if rule is the right word. But generally, pranayama is done sort of separately, or at the end of or beginning of a yoga practice, asana practice, and not necessarily right in the middle of it or during it. But Ujjayi can be done during yoga practice. And it's a great breath practice for keeping the mind steady, because you have to concentrate a little bit to make it work. Now, just to kind of describe what happens with this breath, you're gonna essentially use, like when I talk, my vocal cords close a little bit so that the vibration makes the sounds that I'm talking. And when you do Ujjayi pranayama, you're gonna vibrate the vocal cords so that it creates a sound. Now, the sound is sort of an ocean-like sound. There's a kind of wave-like, or those noise machines, you know, those kind of white noise machines that sometimes people use to help them sleep. It has that kind of back and forth. Now, it's not really meant to sound super forceful. Some people describe it as Darth Vader breath. I think that's a little too harsh. The way that I would describe it is kind of the sound that when you put a seashell against your ear, and that kind of gentle ocean sound. That's the sound that we're going for. If we make the sound in the nasal passages rather than in the vocal cords, it will sound more in that kind of Darth Vader end of the spectrum. But if you can make this sound in your vocal cords, that's really what we're aiming for. And so and the sensation in the vocal cords is very velvety and smooth. And so I don't know that you'll be able to hear this because it's not a very loud breath, really. But when you inhale, you're going to close a little bit through the vocal cords, just create a little constriction in your throat. And try to feel that velvety sensation of the breath passing through. And you can see if you can do it on the exhale. I find it easier on the inhale to create the constriction. All right. And sometimes it helps when you first start trying to do this to put your finger here to just sort of remind yourself of what that vibration feels like at the vocal cords. Like talk for a moment, la la la. Feel that vibration right there and see if you can create a similar vibration with your breath. It's softer, but present. And then the thing for me is to remind myself to relax the face and the mouth. So I'm really doing this at the throat. Now, it's thought to be an energizing breath, but for me, it really creates an opportunity to keep my mind really focused on what I'm doing, on that inhale. And if you're doing it during asana practice, the movement of the body through the different poses kind of with the breath, those two go together really well. Otherwise, you can use Ujjayi when you're holding poses for a long period of time to keep your mind from wandering. Or you can do Ujjayi breath on your own, just creating that kind of gentle vibration in your vocal cords, that velvety sensation, and that nice little lift to your mood. So try Ujjayi pranayama, and pause when you're done with the breath for a bit, and then keep going with it for a period of time. Give it a chance to kind of settle in. Namaste, yogis.